Ending a relationship just because your partner did something wrong is not the right call. You must have given them a benefit of the doubt before ending it. You must remember that we are all humans, liable to making mistakes. So you must take caution in not judging your spouse for one wrong move and ending what could have been a loving and happy relationship. You and your partner should always acknowledge that you make mistakes and be ready to learn from them. When you do this, it becomes easier for you and your partner to settle your differences amicably. Learning to apologize for the wrongs you have committed also goes a long way in solving issues in a relationship. When there is an argument or confrontation, there is an egoistic feeling between the couple on who is right or wrong. Each believes he or she is right in whatever situation. This is why there is a need to let go of your ego, especially when you are wrong. There are also times you are not even at fault, but learning to say sorry can help quell the fire of discord between you and your spouse. When there are issues that can lead to fighting, you should take time off and cool off instead of uttering abusive and hurt words to each other. These words can go a long way in affecting your spouse's self-esteem, ego, and emotions. When you are in marital problems or your relationship has issues, there is no shame in seeking help from a therapist or marriage counselor. These people are in better shape to douse the flame of trouble in your relationship. As long as you and your partner are open to seeking help for your marital woes, you can be sure you would gain relevant remedies to your problems. Being open to counseling shows you can both remedy the situation and make things click again. For that relationship to be strengthened effectively, it means there must be an effort that should be made by both spouses. One important factor to consider is how you feel in the present relationship, the state of your happiness, your station in life, and so many factors are things to consider before deciding to call it a quit. How your partner made you feel, the compatibility, fun, and love you both had in the relationship are all important in evaluating before thinking about a breakup. There might be factors such as pressure from family and friends to break up with your spouse due to one reason or the other. Allowing pressure from friends and being influenced by what you see on social media would only make your relationship worse. It is common to see people and unbelievers, even your favorite celebrities, flaunt their love and marriage on the internet. Meanwhile, they are battling many issues in their real relationships in the real world. You are the one in the best position to know what is right for you, and the decision to mend your relationship or let go is totally up to you. Don't allow the influence of family and friends to make you destroy your lovely relationship and home. Comparison often brings issues in a relationship. Comparing your spouse to another partner would only bring pain to you because everyone is unique in their way. A typical healthy relationship is a mix of both good times and struggles. These are the things that make a relationship strong. Longing for the downside of a relationship with your ex is one of the signs you regret breaking up. There are many reasons people break off, despite their partner's down-to-earth behaviors. These include young age, career development, and peer pressure. If this sounds like your experience, it is a sign that you break up but still love each other. It is possible to ignite that love again, so don't give up. There might be time you will need to have a temporal separation, especially when you are physically or emotionally abused. This gives you both the time needed to know how you feel concerning the relationship. Forgiveness is one important virtue everyone in a relationship must have. Forgiving your partner does not mean you overlook or bury issues. You still need to talk things out so it does not happen again. But you also need to let go of whatever hurt or pain your partner had caused you, especially when they are genuinely remorseful and repentant. You know what he or she did is not in his or her character and might be one-off thing. When you forgive, you need to make sure you do not bring up such issues again when arguing with your spouse. It only diminishes their ego and self-worth. Learning to forgive and forget is important for any relationship to thrive. God does not approve of divorce and wants you to settle your marriage and be restored to perfect order. Some issues would come up that would hurt you, but never go to bed without sorting issues with your spouse. Lower your ego and pride and find a way to reconcile with your spouse whether you are right or wrong. It does not make you foolish. It only helps you establish a stronger relationship, and your spouse will love you for that. It is important to pray for your relationship or marriage when it seems things are rough and the marriage is threatening to crash. Prayer is important to help secure the foundation of the relationship. Remember that the devil is prowling around the world looking to destroy godly marriages and homes. So stand firm in prayer and never give up on your marriage or relationship. With the help of God, your relationship or marriage would survive that scare and be a happy one. So never give up in the place of prayer. In conclusion, it is always important to know that breakup is not the solution to any relationship. Don't just rush out of any relationship. Take your time to look inward to see if you are the reason for issues in the relationship. Communication with the right attitude, combined with prayer, will go a long way in restoring your relationship or marriage. Relationships can be very fragile. It takes a continuous and conscious effort from both partners to maintain that relationship. However, there are periods in time when things fall apart in the relationship, and at this point, a breakup occurs. Breakup and divorce could have been neglected in our world today if the men showed enough respect and love to the spouse, and the wife shows respect back. For a relationship to work and be peaceful, it requires both spouses to come together to make it work. The moment problems and conflict happens in the relationship, then it is important, especially as children of God, to tackle the root of the problem. A breakup should be only considered when you have been subjected to physical and mental abuse by your spouse. There is no use in staying in a relationship where the spouse has little or no chance of ever changing his or her toxic behavior. It is even more important to let go of such a relationship when your life is in danger. For instance, a marriage where the husband or wife continuously and unrepentantly causes emotional and physical or mental damage to his or her spouse should be avoided as soon as possible. One thing to understand about any prospective relationship is that it won't be smooth sailing always. The coming together of two people who commit to living with one another is bound to be fraught with misunderstanding, occasional fights, and arguments. It is only after a long-term relationship is established that such issues become less frequent because the couple gets to understand each other more. Every couple encounters an obstacle as they face life together. Some are petty, while others can be more difficult to deal with. How every couple reacts to issues in their relationship differs, but unfortunately, most couples do not know how to deal with their issues, which eventually leads to a breakup in the relationship. One thing to understand about any relationship is that as long as both spouses still have a strong love and bond between themselves, they can be able to deal with any sort of issues they might face in their relationship. The moment you begin to think about ending or breaking up your relationship, then you should understand the consequence that such marriage or relationship is irreplaceable, and you have the mental ability to move on from it. There are so many things you should know before deciding to call off a relationship. Accepting the fact that no relationship is perfect would help you prepare for an eventual breakup. This means you understand that there would be times when you and your spouse might not be in tune with one another. Understanding this and making an effort to communicate with your spouse daily would go a long way in sustaining the relationship. So many couples make the mistake of bottling their feelings and not tackling the issue head on. They think they can overlook their partner's flaws. Meanwhile, they are hurting deep within them. These bottled up feelings only help in escalating the bitterness and hatred they feel for their spouse, and this could then lead to a breakup. Letting out how you feel to your partner is important. Letting them know how you feel concerning certain issues would help strengthen the relationship. There might be temporary fights, arguments, and shouts, but you would understand that it is for the best and that particular issue is being solved.